Okay, so now what I want to do is I actually want to isolate the unit, and at this point I need to let the customer know that I'm going to disconnect the appliance, but it may be that I can't find the exact isolation point on the board because it might not be properly labelled, it may have been extra service put in and someone hasn't labelled properly, or they're identical circuit breakers as such. So it might be difficult to quickly do that. So in my case, it's not so difficult because this is a three-phase motor and there's only one three-phase breaker on the board. So what I can do, if my motor is able to be run, I can turn this off. And as it turns out, that does actually turn off. Now, when I turn it off, I also notice that it's running in a clockwise direction as I'm looking at the shaft. So I have a three-phase breaker. Sadly, any identification on that breaker has been rubbed off over a period of time. So that makes it a little bit difficult to identify. One of the things that I can do is take a photo of it, and that'll make it easy to identify. And the other thing I meant to do also is to do a drawing. Now once I do a drawing of this, I'll do that once my gloves are off. In this demonstration, that's our breakout box. That's actually the terminal strip. So that replaces that rather than pulling that apart. So I'm going to open up the motor. Still got gloves on at this point in time. Okay, and I notice the colours here of my supply cable, red, white and blue, and on the load side for the motor I've got brown, black and light blue, and I've got my earth cable there. I'm going to use my Combi checker again, just to make sure we don't have any voltage here. It should be noted at this point in time too, because the board is actually remote, I should actually hang, while I'm testing this, a danger tag, just hang it off that up here. So if that's a waste while we're still testing, remember I've still got my gloves on, I'm still going to test for this voltage, right, at that point. So I have no voltage there at the moment. So by turning it back on and turning it on here, I can use my Combi tester, and I've got power on the red phase, power on the white phase, power on the blue phase there, and I can turn that off. I've got my danger tag hanging off it, and now I have no power. Okay, pressing the control circuit, which is only one of the phases, nothing's actually happening. I'm now going to get my lock dog so that I can lock it off so that the circuit cannot be inadvertently re-energised accidentally or up, like that. Right as that, at this stage I can take the gloves off. I'm going to put my danger tag on like this, hang like that, take the key out. So at this point in time, we're going to write on the danger tag, person's name is putting it on, whether she or me, the date that was put on, you need to sign it, and also you can put your phone number. So there's 4 pieces of information to put on that. So now what I'm going to do is record any information that's relevant to making this recommission is much easier at the time of reconnection. So I'm going to just draw a little drawing here of the switchboard, just not something nice and simple. There she is. The circuit breakers along the line here, and I've got 3-phase breaker there, like that. And next to it I have a single phase there and another single phase. None of these are labelled. So I can just write little notes like that's the first breaker. In this case it's a 3-phase one. Now unfortunately that breaker has information missing because it's all been rubbed out. Okay, so I'll put that there. Down on this one, I'm going to show the actual terminal block like this. I've got red there, I've got white there, I've got blue there. I have brown, so that's coming from the supply. This is coming or going to the motor. Right, and those colours are brown, black and blue. Plus we have an earth, there's no neutral, so that tells me to start connecting the motor. When we tested the motor before, we saw that it was running in a clockwise direction. So I'm just going to write clockwise motor rotation. at the cowling. Okay. If you've got that, is that all good? If you've got that, you can take a photo as well, and we can keep a copy of that, not to be lost, so that you can put the job back the way it was. All I've done is just mark that there is the first 3-phase breaker. Some people like to put an X, and that identifies it as such. Now, technically that should have the current, the IN, which is the nominal current of the breaker. It should also be labelled, so whatever motor it is, whether it's a cool pump or a hot water pump or whatever. What I'm going to do now is remove the cables for the motor to be completely disconnected electrically from its cabling. I'll put the brown out first here, not that there's any need. I've already written down here what order these go in. It was brown, black and blue. Top if you like, bottom, or from the furthest away to the closest. And now I can take the earth off. Now, as I said, this is the breakout box. Normally what you would have is this would be hanging out, but it's the opposite way around in this case. What you'll also be given is a J box to put these. I've just taken off the locking nut for the termination adapter, which is now I'm going to use my screw connectors just to cover up the copper. So I'll just do it in red, black on there, and we don't need to use the earth because the earth has got a double roll spade connector on it, and it's insulated. Now if this, as I say, was sticking out of the box, we need to put a J box on it. I'm going to grab one. Alright, so stop. The J box, tubes, running like this. Now, as I say, that would be the other way around. That completely isolates any wires, should someone try to re-energise the circuit. Now, once that has been disconnected, there's no way any power can get to the terminal of the motor or the frame. So that motor is now good to disassemble from the mount. You may want to do some mechanical witness marks or something like that for easy installation. Take note of any shims or hacking, if the motor's getting taken away to get reconditioned, or to put a like-for-like replacement.